Following from the seminal release of Wolfenstein 3D in 1992, the first-person shooter genre quickly gained momentum, becoming a staple part of video game culture. Classics such as Doom, Heretic, Star Wars Dark Forces, and of course Duke Nukem 3D paved the way towards the mainstream FPS design principles modern gamers have grown accustomed to. But there's a lot to learn from the design decisions of those early genre-defining titles. As a collective, they embraced the limitations of their technology in order to create tightly constructed experiences where satisfying shooting mechanics, clever level design, and a great atmosphere worked in tandem with one another, resulting in an iconic set of games that are as fun to play today as they were 25 years ago. Arguably, modern first-person shooters are at their best when they build upon these fundamental design principles, iterating upon them and merging them with lessons learned from other genres as well. Titanfall 2 and the 2016 Doom reboot are striking examples of how streamlined design can make for a fluid and dynamic first-person shooter. Both games boast satisfying shooting mechanics, a strong sense of forward momentum, and clever, inventive level design. These are truly natural evolutions of the 90s FPS. But there's still something special about those early frontrunners of the genre, a certain nostalgic magic that many games have tried to capture in the years since their release but failed to do so. Until now, in a really bizarre and unexpected way. At the end of February, 3D Realms, the developers behind Duke Nukem 3D, released Ion Maiden, a game built using the build engine, which is the same engine that was used to power Duke Nukem 3D, Blood, and Shadow Warrior. So just to reiterate that for a second, 3D Realms released a game in 2018 that uses the same technology that they used to make games back in 1996. And guess what? It's fucking great. Ion Maiden is a blisteringly fast first-person shooter featuring a diverse range of satisfying weapons, smart level design, dumb hit-stun enemies to tear through, ridiculously cheesy one-liners,
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Delivered from a very likeable female protagonist, a gritty, grimy aesthetic that permeates through every facet of its gorgeously detailed pixel art world, and a superb MIDI soundtrack that rounds it all off into one great package. You'd be forgiven, then, for thinking that Ion Maiden's floppy disk was thrown into the back of a cupboard in 3D Realms' offices at some point in the mid-90s, only to resurface and be released this year. However, the developers have made a few adjustments in order to ensure the game doesn't play like it's 25 years old. The main change from classic shooters is that Ion Maiden has been built with a fundamental understanding of mouse-led design, a subtle change many may not notice, but a major one that makes the game feel similar to play to its modern contemporaries. There's a lot going on under the hood here too. The build engine has a wider variety of colours available to use and can also manipulate the environment in order to morph levels as you're playing them. All of this comes together to create, hands down, one of the most exciting video games I've played in a long time. It's a super fast gore fest filled with shit dick jokes and a bunch of enemies to slaughter. It couldn't be more 90s if it tried, and it's a superb example of nostalgia done right. But at the same time, it's nostalgia done differently too. It'd be easy for me to say that Ion Maiden is similar to, let's say, Shovel Knight, a game that recreated how we remember console platformers from the 90s by sticking to the design and mechanical principles of the era and then modernising them in subtle ways to make a great game that feels like the Super Nintendo title, despite it being impossible that Shovel Knight would ever have ran on that console in the first place. Which Ion Maiden does too, except it's running on the same engine as the games it takes influence from. It's like if instead of remaking Ocarina of Time, Nintendo just released a brand new Zelda game using the same engine they used in 1998, but changed the aspect ratio and modernised the controls. I mean, that would be, I don't know, before Ion Maiden I'd have called that insane, but now I'm not so sure. So how do we classify this? Is it a spiritual successor? A direct sequel? Whatever it is, it's blisteringly good fun and an absolute delight to play. The simple fact that it exists is madness, and I love the logic and thinking behind it almost as much as I love the game itself, which is a lot. It's a whole lot. Ion Storm is currently in early access, but not in the traditional sense. When you pay your £15 entry fee, you're effectively getting a very brief preview campaign that offers a vertical slice of what the game will be when it's released later this year. The campaign lasts about an hour, if you're not hunting down secrets, which is, you know, obviously very short for what you're paying, but what is here is incredibly good fun. I'm assuming you're paying to help development costs, which sits fine with me, the game is very good. But if it doesn't for you, hey, don't worry about it. The full game, which is set to launch in 6 months' time, looks feature-pathed and will include 7 zones, workshop support and a multiplayer mode. Despite coming from seemingly nowhere, Iron Maiden has cemented itself firmly as one of my most anticipated games of 2018. I adored what I played, and have ran through the brief campaign multiple times and have enjoyed it even more every single run through. Iron Maiden is a gorgeously realised, smartly designed game that is an exciting blast of nostalgia delivered in a unique form. Keep this one on your radar because it's shaping up to be something truly special. Hey, thanks for watching this. If you liked it, why don't you subscribe and maybe give a like and leave a comment. That'd be great. Really helps the channel. Really trying with the channel. So if you want to stick around, that would be really cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I don't know, have a lovely day. What are you up to today? Do you want to leave that in the comments? What are you up to today? You going to the park, maybe? Do people still go to the parks? The parks of England? I don't go to the parks anymore. I can't remember the last time I went to a park. That's a lie. I think I went to one last weekend. Did I? No. Who cares? Who cares? No one gives a shit. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.